70 years ago, on November 2, 1949, the grandest theater in Northern California opened. Its name was the Coronet Theatre, even though, at some point, it was almost named the Ritz Theatre. New Coronet Theatre was to provide a luxurious viewing experience, when it opened with theater-type stadium seating for 1,350 people, including 550 rocking chairs, a balcony, a large screen, and, in a nod to the fad of the day, a television room where theater attendees could watch TV for free. The opening day movie was the Howard Hawks comedy, I Was a Male War Bride, starring Cary Grant and Ann Sheridan. It was located at 3575 Geary Boulevard, at the crossing with Arguello Street. The Coronet was built by San Francisco Theaters Incorporated, which also owned the Alexandria Theater down the street, at Geary and 18th Avenue, and many other theaters, such as the Balboa, the Coliseum, the Metro, the Harding, and the Vogue. In those days, first-run films opened at downtown theaters. So beginning with I Was a War Male Bride, the Coronet was a second-run theater for its first 6 years. Prestige films were playing at the Alexandria and action and or adventure films at the Coronet. On February 1, 1956, the Coronet's days as a second-run theater ended. It began a new life as a first-run theater with a showing of the blockbuster movie, Oklahoma. Starring Shirley Jones and Gordon MacRae. Oklahoma stayed at the Coronet for a record 44 weeks. It was replaced by Around the World in 80 Days. The Oscar Best Picture-winning David Niven film ran for an amazing 96 weeks at the Coronet, more than double Oklahoma's record. The Coronet became known for playing the long-running movies. After the first two successes, it featured such top movies as Ben-Hur for 75 weeks, My Fair Lady for 50 weeks, Hawaii and Camelot for 35 weeks each, Funny Girl for 59 weeks, and The Godfather for 32 weeks. In 1977, a little space opera, called Star Wars at the Coronet. There were lines around the block at the Coronet. Moviegoers were so anxious to see Star Wars. As one San Francisco resident remembers, our neighborhood had just transformed. At times they would have the ticket buyer line on one side, and the ticket holder line on the other side, and they would get so long that they would meet in the back by Rossi Park. Our neighborhood went from one that you could pull up and park in front of your house, to a neighborhood that was impossible to park in. Overnight. I think it was shortly after that they the parking permits in, and the stickers. We were consistently picking up wrappers and garbage and junk from in front of the house. The success of Star Wars impacted the local economy in unexpected ways. A bartender at nearby Z's Buffet invented a Star Wars-themed drink. A nearby liquor store made a killing on candy. Other businesses weren't happy to see the huge crowds. From that time, every Star Wars film got the Coronet Theatre treatment. Additionally, some of the re-releases and special editions had runs at the Coronet. It was a known fact in San Francisco Bay Area, that if you were in the mood to see Star Wars, Coronet Theatre was a place to go. George Lucas commented that it was one of his favorite theaters. The problem with the success of Star Wars was that, according to San Francisco columnist, Herb Kahn, Coronet also signed a contract to bring in Columbia's $22 million blockbuster, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, on December 16, and Fox is upset if it will move Star Wars to a less desirable theater. After a legal fight, Star Wars moved to the Cinema 21 in San Francisco. Close Encounters was another hit. The two movies made more than $3 million for the Coronet in less than a year. In 2000, the owner of the Coronet filed for bankruptcy and the theater was sold to the Institute for Aging, who planned to tear the theater down and build a nursing home. The Coronet remained open until 2005 when the last film shown there was another Best Picture winner, $1 Million Baby. Star Wars fans were hoping that it would remain open through the summer of 2005, so that the sixth Star Wars film, Revenge of the Sith, could be shown there. However, the Coronet closed its doors forever on March 17, 2005, just 2 short months before the Revenge of the Sith opened.